Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Deep Dive. You know how we're always looking for ways to level up? Well, today we're going to tackle something that a lot of us struggle with. Mornings.
Mornings, yeah.
And we're taking our cues from a place you might not expect. We found this Chinese book.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's all about super efficient morning habits. And
That's
it
right.
really got us thinking about how we approach our own morning. So get ready, folks, because this deep dive is all about hacking your AM routine for like maximum productivity.
Yeah, I think a lot of people kind of just let their mornings happen to them, right? You're kind of just rushing through it.
Totally, just kind of like on autopilot.
Yeah.
But this book, it's like a blueprint for taking control and setting yourself up for success, like from the moment you open your eyes.
It is, and I think what's really fascinating is that it's not just about, the typical Western get up early and hustle kind of advice.
Right.
It's really rooted in this ancient wisdom of like how to align your energy and your mind for optimal performance. It's like it's a whole different perspective.
Okay, so before we get into the nitty-gritty, I gotta know,
Yeah.
why does the book say that morning routines even matter so much in the first place? Like, what's the big deal?
Well, think about it. When you start your day feeling rushed and scattered, you're already playing catch up, right?
For sure.
But if you have this intentional routine in place, you're setting clear priorities, you're minimizing wasted time, which is, who doesn't want more of that?
Especially our listeners are all about efficiency, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And I think most of us have had those mornings where, you hit snooze one too many times.
Yeah.
You're scrambling to get out the door, you skip breakfast,
Yep.
and then you get to work and you're already feeling stressed and behind. Right.
The worst.
But think about a morning where you felt calm, collected, you had time for yourself.
Much better.
Right. How different is your productivity and your mindset on those days? It's huge.
Yeah, it's night and day. It really is.
Yeah.
So I'm super curious about this whole idea of mental clarity and stress reduction, because that's something I think we could all use a little bit more of, especially first thing in the morning.
Especially first thing.
So what does the book say about that?
Well, it goes into this concept they call nourishing the Shen.
Nourishing the Shen.
Nourishing the Shen, yeah, which is basically all about calming your mind and cultivating this inner peace before you even step out the door.
Interesting.
And it's not just some woo-woo concept. It's backed up by, tons of research on mindfulness and the benefits of starting your day with intention. So, think of your Shen as this delicate flower that needs nurturing. And these practices, like gentle Qigong exercises, meditation, they're like providing that water and sunlight to help you start the day feeling grounded and centered.
Okay, so we're talking about setting intentions, calming the mind. What about getting that energy flowing? Like, how do we actually wake up and feel ready to tackle the day?
Right. So here's where it gets really interesting. The book talks about activating the key.
Activating the key.
Yeah, which is essentially stimulating your energy flow. And according to traditional Chinese medicine, one of the best ways to do this is by drinking warm water upon waking. It's like, it's a simple thing, right? But it's incredibly powerful. It helps to kickstart your digestion, boost your energy levels.
Instead of coffee.
Well, you can still have your coffee.
Okay, good.
But starting with that warm water is like giving your body this gentle wake-up call.
Interesting. I'm willing to try it, especially if it helps me feel more energized and focused throughout the morning.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've talked about mindset and energy, but I'm guessing the book doesn't stop there, right? What about, fueling our bodies for peak performance, like breakfast and all that good stuff?
Absolutely. Hydration and nutrition, they're key. The book emphasizes nourishing your body with whole foods, staying hydrated throughout the morning, and it doesn't advocate for complicated meals or anything. Even a simple breakfast of congee, which is a rice porridge, it's very common in Chinese culture.
I've heard of that.
Yeah, or like a smoothie with fruits and nuts. Those can provide sustained energy and focus.
So it's all about giving your body the right fuel.
Right, the right fuel.
To power through the morning.
Exactly.
Seems like this approach is really about finding that balance.
It is.
Between, the mental and the physical well-being.
Totally.
And speaking of balance, I'm curious, what does the book say about incorporating movement into our morning routine?
Yeah, that's a big one. And, it doesn't necessarily mean intense workouts or anything like that. Even a short walk, some stretching, can go a long way in boosting circulation and improving mental clarity.
Right, because even I've noticed, even 5 minutes of stretching in the morning can totally shift my energy and mindset.
Absolutely. Gets the blood flowing, wakes up the body.
Yeah, exactly. One thing that really surprised me, though, was the book's pretty strong stance on avoiding digital distractions first thing in the morning.
Yeah, they call it protecting your morning tranquility.
Protecting your morning tranquility.
Which I love. I love that phrase. The idea is that, by resisting that urge to check your phone or
Right.
emails right away,
Yeah.
you're intentionally starting your day on your own terms rather than just immediately reacting to
Oh, yeah.
the demands of the digital world.
Totally. Yeah. It's like setting a boundary between your personal time
Totally.
and that like constant influx of information that's coming at us all the time.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so we've covered some pretty powerful concepts from this book,
We have.
but how do we actually like put this all together and create a morning routine that actually works for us, in the real world?
Well, the book offers this really simple framework.
Okay.
It starts with identifying your priorities for the morning. So, do you want to focus on fitness, mindfulness, creative pursuits, or maybe just having a calmer start to the day?
Right, right.
And then you choose habits and practices that align with those goals.
Okay, so if someone's priority is, let's say, boosting their energy levels,
Yeah.
they might incorporate those Qigong exercises, the warm glass of water, and, a nutritious breakfast. But what if someone's more focused on reducing stress and enhancing mental clarity? What would you suggest for them?
Then they might prioritize practices like meditation, journaling, spending time in nature.
Okay.
It's really about tailoring the routine to your individual needs and preferences.
Got it. And the book also talks about, the importance of preparation, right? Like, how can we set ourselves up for success the night before?
But preparing the night before is huge. It minimizes decision fatigue and ensures like a smooth morning. So simple things like laying out your clothes, packing your lunch, even just writing down a to-do list for the next day.
Right.
All of that can save you time and mental energy in the morning.
It's all about, like, removing those obstacles.
It is.
So you can just flow
Yes.
right into your routine.
Exactly.
It sounds like consistency is really key here, but what about those of us who aren't like naturally morning people?
Mm-hmm.
Is it even realistic to expect ourselves to wake up early and do all these things?
That's a great question. And the book doesn't necessarily advocate for waking up at like some ungodly hour.
Okay.
It's more about finding a time that works for you and then sticking to a consistent wake-up time.
Right.
Even if you just start with like 15 minutes of dedicated time in the morning.
Okay.
The key is to make it a habit.
Make it a habit.
That's what it's all about.
One of the final messages from the book that really stuck with me was that creating a morning routine, it's not about achieving perfection, right? It's about making progress.
Yeah.
And just like establishing this foundation.
Yeah.
For a more intentional and fulfilling life.
I think that's so key because, so often we get caught up in this all or nothing mentality.
Oh, totally.
We try to do everything perfectly, and then when we inevitably slip up,
Yeah.
we feel like a failure.
And then give up.
And we give up, exactly. But with this approach, it's all about progress, not perfection.
I love that.
It's about those small, consistent wins that add up over time.
Absolutely.
And, that's what ultimately leads to lasting change.
Well, this deep dive has definitely given me a lot to think about. It's amazing how, like, these ancient practices can still be so relevant in our, super modern lives.
They really are, yeah.
I'm curious, though, how can we take these principles beyond the morning? Like, could we apply this to, say, our evenings, or even just, like, creating little pockets of intention throughout the day?
Absolutely. You could create an evening routine to wind down and prepare for a restful sleep,
Yeah.
or even a midday routine to kind of recharge and refocus.
Love that.
The key is to identify those times in your day where a bit of structure and intention can really make a difference.
So it's all about finding what works for you
It is.
and experimenting with different practices.
Yeah.
And remembering progress over perfection. We'd love to hear about your morning routine experiments, so share your wins,
Yeah.
your challenges with us on social media.
And, we'll be sharing some of our favorite tips and resources as well, so
Yeah.
stay tuned for that.
Until next time, happy routine building.
Happy routine building, everyone!
Bye.